The Chicago Cubs have been marred with trade rumor after trade rumor after trade rumor after trade rumor. And unfortunately, it doesn't stop now. In fact, enter in a new team that we're going to talk about on today's episode. The Chicago Cubs are reportedly enamored with a certain pitcher. And of course, they also have a third baseman that we want too. And also the Chicago Cubs continue their winning ways, winning win number 50 on the season. Let's talk about it. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. I am your host, Mike Jones, here with another episode of Chicago Cubs Central. Appreciate each and every last one of you, C3 fam. Shout out to everybody that tuned in and watched the live stream of the first game between the Guardians and the Cubs. Don't forget Wednesday, we're right back at it. That's right, 7:05 first pitch live stream. Don't miss it. Gonna be a great time. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some guests. Hopefully, we're gonna do some trivia. We're gonna talk some baseball, talk some trades, see what else is out there for the Chicago Cubs. So, hey, if you hate the national play-by-play guys because it's gonna be ESPN on tomorrow's game, go ahead and tune in to my live stream tomorrow for Chicago Cubs Central. Cubs against the Cleveland Guardians. It's going to be a great time. We'll have a blast on there. Also, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You can follow us on everywhere, on Spotify, on Apple, on YouTube, and on X. Appreciate you guys so much. We also have a Chicago Cubs Central Instagram also. So please make sure that you follow us. And yeah, just go ahead and leave comments on the videos. Get in tune with the conversation. And also, the best part about this channel is the official voice of the Chicago Cub fan. So what that means is you can leave a voicemail at 217-816-5498 and be a part of the show. Or you can write me at cubsbaseball1992@gmail.com and be a part of the show. Appreciate you guys so much. All right, so the Chicago Cubs do go ahead and take care of business. Another great outing from who else? Who better than Canyon? That's right. That man, Matthew Boyd, came out and did his thing for the Chicago Cubs on in Tuesday's game. Boyd looked sharp. He looked like he had command. He pitched 7 sharp innings. It was his 8th win of the season. He is now 8-3 on the season. His ERA has dropped down to 2.65 on the year. He pitched 88. He threw 88 pitches, 60 of those being strikes. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. So Matthew Boyd came out and did what he needed to do against his old team, the Guardians. He shut that door quickly. He showed them from the first pitch on. He attacked the strike zone. We talked about this during the live stream, the watch along, that when Matthew Boyd is at his best, he is attacking the strike zone. He is getting them to swing and miss. And he, again, is just making those pitches. You're not getting behind in counts. And it carries into the Chicago Cubs having success. And again, if you can hold teams to 1 or 2 runs, very rarely is a team going to beat you. If you can consistently hold teams to 1 and 2 runs. So good on Matthew Boyd. He did his part, took care of business. And then, of course, Seiya Suzuki hit his team leading. That's right. Team leading 23rd home run of the season. It was a Aaron Judge-esque type home run, a towering home run to left field. And it was beautiful. And like I said, the ball just kind of flew and just kept going up and up and up. And it just carried and carried and carried. And it went up into the bleachers. And man, did the Chicago Cubs fan base go crazy for that home run. Seiya's 23rd of the year. He has crushed his all-time record for home runs in the MLB. And guys, listen, let me tell you something. It's only July 1st. That's right. And Seiya Suzuki has been healthy, knock on wood. Seiya Suzuki has also taking care of himself. He's lost some weight. And on top of that, he looks determined to do damage this season. And all the Chicago Cubs players honestly look determined to do damage. Another player, and your pick to perform player of the game, I would say today would have to be Carson Kelly. He went 2 for 2 in this game and knocked in 3 RBIs. He upped his batting average to 267 on the year. Carson Kelly has been struggling. Make no mistake about it. And the Chicago Cubs have needed him to kind of revert back to what he was doing at the beginning of the season. And for Carson Kelly, it may not always be the home run ball. We at the beginning of the year, we were used to his home run ball. So we were just like home run, home run, home run. But now he's finding ways to do things and be successful without necessarily having to hit that home run ball, which spells trouble for defenses and pitchers, and spells good things for the Chicago Cubs. Because if we can get him back on track getting hits, it's only going to elevate things once the Chicago Cubs do get Miguel Amaya back. That's right. And Reese McGuire has done his thing too. No shade to him. No, like I said, no disrespect to him. He has done his part. He has carried the Chicago Cubs battery units, done his part as well for behind the dish too, hitting 5 home runs this season. He actually has more home runs than Miguel Amaya right now, which is crazy to think. But like I said, the Chicago Cubs are seeing success. Once again, they will play these same Guardians tomorrow on Wednesday against that game will be featured on ESPN. 7 o'clock start time for that game. It'll be Shota Imanaga pitching for the Chicago Cubs, and Tanner Bippy is going for the Guardians. Tanner has a 4-8 record with a 3.90 ERA. Meanwhile, Shota Imanaga has a 4-2 record with a 2.54 ERA. Shota Imanaga, for him, it depends on what the weather's looking like. But again, with Shota, like always, you don't want to leave anything up in the zone because, like I said, if you drop a slider in the zone, putting guys like Naylor, putting guys like Ramirez, putting guys like Taylor, those guys are going to knock the cover off that ball and put it out into the bleachers. You want to refrain from the home run ball, and you want to see success. You want to win this series tomorrow and then hopefully sweep this series off the back of Cade Horton on Thursday. That's the goal here. That's what you want to try to do. You want to try to win all 3 of these. And like I said, just keep yourself moving ahead, moving forward, getting hopefully into that 60, maybe even close to 70 win range before the All-Star break. We'll see. I mean, like I said, it's a tough ask. You got some tough matchups coming up here, but the Chicago Cubs also have some winnable matchups coming here soon as well. Now, let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Get in the comment section below. So the Chicago Cubs have been rumored from everybody from Sandy Alcantara to Eugenio Suarez to Mitch Keller to all these different players, the potential trades the Chicago Cubs could make. And as you know, this thing ain't gonna stop until the trade deadline is done and over with. Until teams say, okay, that's enough. No, we're not trading you to them. You're gonna hear the Chicago Cubs names come up in trades because there are glaring flaws that the Chicago Cubs possess. However, the Chicago Cubs also have the second best record in the National League right now. They are tied with the Phillies for the second best national record in the National League. So, and like I said, the Dodgers are 53, are 3 games ahead of both of those teams. So, like I said, I mean, you look at this and you say to yourself, the Chicago Cubs have what it takes to be successful. And like I said, you're going to need extra arms, and you're going to need help going into the season. Like I said, Justin Steele is out, obviously, and then Shota Imanaga is just coming back from his surgery. And the word on the street, y'all, this is a new rumor that's out there. The Chicago Cubs are enamored with Merrill Kelly. That's right. George Offman said that the Cubs are enamored with Arizona Diamondbacks right-hander pitcher Merrill Kelly. So he said he was told among the starter pitchers for the Chicago Cubs are very enamored with Arizona's Merrill Kelly. Kelly has a 7-4 record with a 3.49 ERA and 100 strikeouts in 17 starts this season. Kelly, who is 36, is an MLB career of 3.78. He's been with the Diamondbacks since 2019, the only team he's played for in the majors. The Diamondbacks are in the 4th place in the NL West with a 42-42 record. Arizona is 4 games back from the final wild card spot. While the Diamondbacks might not be ready to sell right now, I mean, depends on how the end of this month, how the rest of July goes, but they could very well be ready to sell by then. And Merrill Kelly could be quite an option for the Chicago Cubs. And we were talking about it during the live stream. He could also be somebody that might come cheaper than a Sandy Alcantara. He might come cheaper, than I cannot remember the other pitcher, Edward Cabrera. I keep looking it up because I always want to call him Eduardo. But no, but he might actually come quick. He might actually come cheaper than Edward Cabrera too. So you look at this and you say to yourself, man, what could the Chicago Cubs get if they got somebody like Merrill Kelly to be able to pitch for them? Another pitcher that has come up in recent talks, somebody that is also older, 35 years old, but also has a great ERA and has the stuff for strikeouts. His record might not reflect it, is Seth Lugo, who pitches for the Kansas City Royals. He has a 5-5. He has a 5-5 win-loss record on the season. He has a 2.74 ERA, 76 strikeouts, a 1.08 WHIP. Yeah, man. Like I said, his last start, he got 8 strikeouts against the Dodgers, 5 walks, 4 hits on 0 earned runs, and a 5 and 2 2/3 of innings work against the Dodgers in a win. So, like I said, Seth Lugo is another option that the Chicago Cubs could potentially look at. There are options out there for the Chicago Cubs, and the word on the street is nobody right now is being ruled out as far as the Chicago Cubs and who they might look to add to this team to make a strong playoff push for hopefully a World Series berth. You guys let me know. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Merrill Kelly? Would you rather have Seth Lugo? Would you rather maybe trade for both of them and see what they could do in the lineup for you? Because again, you're still looking at potentially moving his name right now, Colin Ray, out of the starting rotation and moving him back to the bullpen. So again, the Chicago Cubs do have things they have to figure out. You still need 2 starting pitchers for the Chicago Cubs right now. So we'll just have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. But that's my time for today. Make sure you guys comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Also comment on your pick to perform player of the game. That's right. None other than Carson Kelly in this one. The Chicago Cubs could be adding another Kelly to the mix here real soon. We'll have to watch and see about that. But until next time, please, don't forget, please join us for the Wednesday watch along. You can it'll be up on X, it'll be up on YouTube, it'll be up on I think I can stream it to Spotify or to Apple, but join us also on Playback TV. You can join me right there on Playback TV for the game also. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. Have a good night and go Cubs go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.